It's the flip man. You want some money in your hand? Flipping houses without credit or your cash. Get that bag.
Good evening and welcome to Flippinar 238. Today's topic, hopefully we'll get to it. We will. How can you wholesale tax deed properties? So we got the full house here. We've got both lovely individuals, ladies here, Miss AP Adria and Miss Williams Renikia. Real quick before we turn it over to AP, if you want to join us on the live stream, text Gator. That gets you pushed to the front of the line at 205-964-5243, 205-964-5243. And we'll turn it over to AP.
All right. Thank you guys for joining us on this Thursday evening. It is September 22nd, and we're muzzling our way on through September. It's officially fall, y'all. That means you can start putting on those fall crisp colors and start layering up. Renikia, I like fall. I think I dress better in fall because I can put on my bracelet.
All the colors.
Yes.
Earth tone. That's what they call it.
That's what it is. Yeah. I don't know. And I like working gray, like gray and browns. Is what yeah.
Okay.
Get to pull out them Timbos and stuff.
Yeah.
Okay. Just maybe a little too much. Maybe too excited. But how have you been, Rennie?
I've been great. I've been really great. How about yourself?
I'm good, Ty.
Oh, I'm good.
Okay, that's good. All right, guys. So September is almost over with, and we're heading into October. You have October, November, December. The last quarter of the year is go time, game time. You're in the right place where you need to be. We're talking about real estate investing with a heavy emphasis on wholesaling, which you can do with little to no cash or credit. If you're new to this, you're in a great place. Just sit back, listen, ask questions. And as Ty mentioned, if you want to ask your question and jump to the front of the line and ask any follow-up questions, be sure to text that number 205-964-5243, the word Gator. That is Gator. So, like going around doing some shout outs. Amber Giles, first in the chat room. Thank you. Good evening. Jacqueline West, Eric Carney, our movie quote guru, SJW, Lalisa, McDonald, Brenda Morris, and Catrice. Thank you for joining us. I see you guys on Instagram and TikTok. Jay Finnery 5, Eric the House Guy, Sharu Band Investment, and Goody Golden Child. I won't deny. Okay, that's a reference to Golden Child, the movie. You probably don't remember. Okay. But I like Eddie Murphy movies. Okay, that's it. So go ahead and post those questions. This is the way it works. You post the question, I read the questions, and Ty or Renikia will answer the question. So Catrice says, hey, Flip Man, I'm learning a lot. Can't wait to do my first deal. I'm nervous, though, but knowledge is power. Couldn't have said it better myself, Catrice. Gabby G, Nisi, and Janice. Janice, you're first up. First question. Hello, Flip Man and ladies. I do oil paintings. I would like to make some flyers to pass out. Would that be a good thing? So I'm thinking, I bet they look really, really good, Janice. But do we want to put that much effort in flyers that we're passing out? Or, well, I guess she's making a photocopy of it. So that's cool, right?
Marketing is marketing. Flyers still work. There's probably other marketing that can get you to your target audience that's maybe quicker than flyers, but flyers is still a very key component of just, doing something. The flyers still work. I think digital flyers is probably just as important because you can reach a lot more people with less effort. I would say passing out individual flyers could be a lot of effort versus posting or getting other, posting in groups, getting other people to post your flyers and things of that nature could create that momentum that you're looking for. So.
Yeah, that talent, if you can digitize it, I guess you would say, that talent, and you may get a lot of individuals' attention just because of your creativity and design. to display your message. So I would, as Renika said, I would recommend doing that over trying to go hand to hand. Now, if you prefer to do it that way, that's fine. I'm going to always side on doing something versus nothing, but we always want to try to maximize our time to be as efficient as possible. And part of being efficient in this situation is reaching as many people as possible with the least amount of time as possible, with the least amount of money spent as possible. That would be the goal, to try to achieve that type of efficiency as far as generating leads.
All right. Thank you guys for answering that. Guys, if you have not joined the Facebook group, Wholesaling Real Estate with the Flip Man, please go ahead and hop over there and do so. And we don't say this enough. Make sure you hammer the like button. Please share. You still have time enough to let someone know to come join us over here to make that money, honey. So make sure you're bringing your friends, family, partners, whoever else, and hipping them to this real estate investment game. So Shaq Smith says, "What's up from Detroit, West Side in the house? September will be my best month wholesaling yet. Still not making that flip man type paper. Man, any paper is paper. I don't care. If you can pay a bill with it, it's paper." Yes. So let's see here. Next up. Oh, Victoria, you say you remember the Golden Child. Yep. At least I'm not the only one. Showing my age here. Showing my age. William Morgan. "Hey, Flip and fam. I have a big K that's vacant and can't get a good number for the owner. Same number with skip trace. Need your help. This will be my first deal." Okay. So I guess need help with finding the owner of a vacant property. Then the skip trace is coming up with the wrong number. So what would you do next?
Well, if you're having the numbers that you pulled from whatever skip tracing sources you're using, if none of them are reaching the owner at this point, then the next step would be possibly to send them something in the mail. I would send it in something this large, right? I think they'll be a little bit larger than that, UPS or FedEx. And what that'll do in this situation, because it's just a one-off, is it increases your chances of getting your message read. All right, so you do that. All right, now if you're unclear what type of verbiage you should use, then you can go to mailtoflip.com. You'll see some examples there that you can use this for, what you can put into the letter that you send. The other thing that I would recommend is just simply try to ask the neighbors. A lot of times they know the history of the property. They know the family or the individuals that has some say so or know how to reach the decision makers. A tool you can use online is called Intellus.com, Intelius.com. That search there may cost you $20, but it'll offer potential relatives based on that address, and then from there you can possibly skip trace potential relatives and see if you can reach someone. So that's what I would recommend.
All right, thank you for that information. So diving right into the next thing, Jacqueline West says, "I'm thinking of going to the courthouse to buy tax lien, vacant lots, and properties. What are your thoughts on this venue? I hear you can obtain land cheap this way."
You need to understand your tax process, tax lien, tax deed, whatever is titled in your state. You need to understand the process and what you actually would be paying for. So a simple thing you can do, if you're going to the courthouse, you go to wherever the department that is here in, at least Jefferson County, it's called a tax collector. Hopefully you'll get one of those individuals that's having a good morning or afternoon, wherever you're going, what time you're going, and they're willing to spend the time with you to explain the process. Now, a lot of it, I'm going to be shocked if you put in your state name and tax properties on YouTube. I'm going to be shocked if there's not someone there explaining the process, and multiple people. So, but don't get caught up in the ones that really not explaining, they're just being vague. You want someone to actually explain the process or whatever. So yeah. What do you recommend, Renee?
Absolutely. I think purchasing taxis is a great way to diversify. But like Todd said, it's very important to know your state laws, your county laws, because every state and every county is different. One thing about purchasing tax liens and tax deeds, you got to be liquid, because it's one of those things that, majority of states that you got to have the money right then and there. That some states allow you to come back 30 days to purchase it, but majority of states have to have their money liquid right then and there when you win that tax lien or that tax deed. You need to know if your state or your county is a tax deed or a tax lien state. There's a difference between the two. But like Todd said, just call it down to your county in the county which you want to purchase liens, and they should be able to give you a little bit more information on exactly the process and purchasing liens in that county.
All right. And the question about skip tracing, his concern was that it's commercial property. It's a big K. So he's saying like relatives, like what else would it give you?
Oh, it's a
Yeah.
Kmart?
Yeah.
Well, normally those are going to be entities. So you're just going to have to try to do your research on who the who's behind that, who registered that particular business entity, whether it's an LLC, an incorporation, or whatever. So that's where you start. Start with the address. It may be as simple as Googling the address and the name of that owner, and it may produce a phone number. It may be a local office to you. You can literally either call or show up there and see if they're interested in selling the property. But yeah, that's. I wish you would have let me know before I went to that.
Oh, no,
I guess
that's fine.
I guess that was helpful. Yeah. I thought he was talking about a house.
No, it's helpful. And how to. I know you had mentioned earlier about big lots that were not connected to anything else. For example, Big K's wants to know, how does he partner with you on that?
Well, number one, if you have the property, ideally, if you download this app called Loom, you should be able to download it on Android and on the iPhones. And the reason that it just helps to send video, you use that beyond what I'm talking about, makes it easy to record and share what you recorded. So just record the property, just stand in the lot and just do a 360. Don't just do a visual of the property itself. Just stand there and turn in a circle so I can see the property, what's across the street, the traffic, all of that. So just take a real angle of it and just text it over to me along with the address. Sometimes it may be difficult to figure out the address sometimes, but again, if you have a Android, which is going to be either or, really in between, I don't think. I think Windows went out of business. Either an Android product or an Apple product. If it's an Android product, just ask Google, what's my location? If you're standing in the parking lot, it should produce an address. Same thing with iPhone. You ask Siri, hey, Siri, what's my location? It should produce an address for you. Just text over that Loom, LOOM link along with the address, and we'll let you know what we think. See if there's something there.
Hey, William. Yes, go ahead and send the info. And if the property is out of state, that's one of those good opportunities to have what we call the boots on the ground somewhere else. Someone else can do the video for you. It doesn't necessarily mean that you have to do it, but you need to have something that you can submit for that property address. So thank you for that. So what was the website previously that you stated you used for yellow letters?
Oh, Mail to Flip. Just go to Mail to Flip.
All right, Shaq Smith. There you go.
MAIL, the actual number 2, Flip, FLIP.com.
Okay. Joseph Wilson Renikia says the man has increased interest rates again, making it harder for people to buy and sell their homes. How will this affect our assignment fee?
I think the purchase price will always affect the assignment fee. So the interest rates are directly somewhat tied to purchase price and things of that nature. So It's going to affect, but at the same time, there's still opportunities out there. You just want to maximize it. That's why you really, really want to understand how to look at your wholesale deal as if you're purchasing it, so you can really, really maximize your assignment fee. If you really know the numbers, how much the rehab will be, what the after repair value will be, and really understanding your comps, then you can really maximize your assignment fee. But I would say this, I mean, it's a numbers game, no matter, interest rates are up or interest rates are down, it's a numbers game. The fact that when interest rates was down, there was a lot more numbers to play with, a lot more buyers in out there. But with the interest rates up, the numbers are a little bit less. But I would say this, I mean, as a real estate investor, we look at real estate a little bit different than a retail investor. So a real estate investor is going to always invest no matter what the interest rates are, because they understand that the power of real estate is a necessity out there no matter what the interest rates and whatever the economy is. So as an investor, investors going to continue to invest if this is what they do. All we're going to do is figure out different strategies and maximize it with the interest rate what it is. But I just want to give people an interest rate lesson. I mean, I think we need to go back and understand the historicals of interest rate. When I first got into the game in 2008, 2009, interest rates were 7-8%. So it's exactly what it is today. I think a lot of people got into real estate the last 2 years when interest rates down at 2%. And the reason why you heard about it was because interest rates were down at 2%. That was very historical. If you bought in at that time, great. You got a great deals, a great investment. I mean, return on your investment if you bought the last 2 years. But I want us to just really take the last 2 years out of our mind when it comes to real estate investing. That was historical. 9 times out of 10, we may not ever see interest rate down to 1-2% again. But understand that interest rates are always between 5 to 8%. And that's enormously what it always been the last 50, 60, 100 years. So.
All right. Any input?
Nope.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you for that. So KB has a really good question, and this may take a while to go through. But Renikia, I would like to have your input, Ty, as well as yours. But how do you organize your day for success? On the day to day, what do you do first? You wake up, not the breakfast part, but like we know. But what does the day in the life of a real estate investor look like?
That's a really great question. I think this is what makes or break success, a business success, no matter for real estate or not, is what do you do when you first get up? And one of the things I understand about just time management, and when you're running a business, you want to focus on income producing tasks first. Why? Because if you focus on things that has nothing to do with your bottom line this week, that means that your energy is going out you're losing energy on things that's not going to make you money today. So I was always taught to focus on very high detail activities and and the income producing activity first when you first get up, because that's when you have the most energy. You want to put more energy and more time into income producing tasks. And then as the day go by, you could do, tasks that is not necessarily directly towards, income producing, but tasks that is necessity to just, moving your business along. So I would say that me personally, I meditate, work out, because that gives me a better sense of direction of my day. It clears my head. And I also think just having a clear plan of your day. A lot of times as entrepreneurs, I think we get up because we have this thought of freedom. We get up and think we can do whatever we want to do. I think the true business owners, successful business owners, are one that's very disciplined in their time and their day. They don't get up and do whatever they want to do. It's almost a consistent flow every day, because true success is discipline. It's really disciplining your time and your focus is what really generates success.
Yeah. With me, normally, first thing I do is I'll start to look at stuff that's in motion as far as making money, as you said. And hopefully I've noted somewhere on a calendar or somewhere in my phone as a reminder on what's pressing. And then of course I'm trying to wear a couple of hats here with the Flipman stuff. You know, the real estate stuff I try to put first, but you know I can't not tell you that you know I have to take what we're doing right now, the Flipman stuff, dead serious, because it produces income, right? Just it itself, but it also provides an opportunity to network with individuals, all over the country. That was one of the initial reasons why I started doing it, and the way I do it. Go about it by trying to provide as much value as possible that you're comfortable with possibly working with me on deals in the future. And in some cases, you'll buy stuff that I suggest also. So it's really like a back and forth in reality. It just depends on what time of the day it is, what I already have scheduled. If I physically have to go out and look at something, I will. A lot of times that's not the case. Somebody else will go do it or whatever. But so yeah, it just you focus on where the check's gonna come from, and you just try to stay as organized as possible, which is one of my weaknesses. And I'm looking for strategies every day, trying to watch other people, what they're doing and everything. So but yeah, so it's all back to the real estate part of it. It's about generating them leads. That's like a real primary focus. See what needs to be done as far as my end to make sure I'm supporting everybody that helps me with that. So there you go.
Yeah, I think both of those are really, really excellent answers. And I guess for me, just in case y'all want to know, when I go into the office, the first thing I do is I have a notepad that I break down my day. And the first thing is what needs to be handled immediately. And then what needs to be handled today, what can be handled tomorrow, and what can be handled sometime this week. So prioritizing my day about just starting the day off, looking at the list before the day before and putting it now in another order of what's important. Sometimes when you do that, you realize the things that you're pushing to the front and stuff that can really wait. It may be easier, but it's something that can wait. I know a lot of people like saying tackle the hard stuff first. It makes you feel like, you've accomplished something, or tackle the small things. But for me, it's just prioritizing what's most important. What's most important. So I think those are all really awesome answers. So
and I like the part I think we didn't touch on, but you just touched on, is writing those tasks down. Because when you start, it's like this feel good thing inside. When you can like strike through a task, you get this energy that you did something, and it pushes you to go do the rest of it. So I would recommend using those psychological things that makes us think that we're one step closer to the mountaintop. And if it's write down those tasks, I know that helps me to stay organized, is getting a notebook and really writing down my tasks. I know so many of us, we got stuff in our mind. We got some on this notepad and our iPhone and this over here. But if you really just get a book that's just designated to just your daily or weekly tasks, and now you can really measure what you're doing every week. And I think that's one of the ways that you really measure, did I really get something done this week? I didn't strike nothing off my task list. That means that I'd probably BS my week. So it helps you to measure if you're really getting things done or not.
That's it. Lay, because I'm trying to make the questions coincide with each other, so I don't have to keep going back and forth. But I got you, Lay. I got your Lay pairs. The question is, I have a farmhouse property on 5 acres under contract. Do you know of any buyers in Oklahoma?
Well, what is it?
Farmhouse property on 5 acres. She has that under contract.
Well, yeah, if that's going to depend. The land may be the play, and or the house. People like to have farms. That's a thing in itself. I just have to see it. I can't really say because even if it don't have buyers, if it's attractive enough deal, I think it could be moved. You just have to look at the numbers. Hopefully, but you just have to look at it. Those are specialized properties, so you just have to look at it.
Okay, thank you. Let's see here. Amber Giles wants to know.
And Oklahoma is a cannabis state. Matter of fact, we got a property now we're going to make an offer on tomorrow. That's the only reason it's attractive is because it's a cannabis business on it that's being leased on it right now. And I think the barrier to entry to get in that business in that state is not that difficult. So,
5 acres.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying. So this property is less than that that we're dealing with. So we'll see. Just text it over. We'll take a look at it. So.
Okay, she says the 5 acres next door just sold for $75K, but she can send the details.
Oh, she got hers for 20.
Yeah. Could be. Okay, Lay, send those numbers over. Let's see if you, in fact, have a deal. Lay is right, guys. She was speaking to someone else. You don't need money to get started. There's tons of free info on YouTube, in addition to all the free information that Ty provides as well. Hundreds of videos. You can text the letters VIP to the number 205-964-5243. And what that is going to be a list of kind of the starting videos that you need to watch to get you jump started into wholesaling. I'm going to say top 10, top 19, I think is what it is. Top 19 videos.
Yeah, it's more than that now, but because I sort of add the new videos when I do them there. Actually, Sunday I added a new video that's a tax deed property tool that a guy here locally in Birmingham developed, because I don't know how they do it in other states, but they don't make it easy to search those properties in here, right? The only thing you get is a parcel ID, a legal description, the person's name, and maybe an amount. So they don't make it easy to search for, so it can be like very frustrating. But it's obviously an opportunity because most people get turned off by. But he created a tool to make it very simple. To number one, to locate an opportunity, to do your research on it, to even apply for it through the state, all just in clicks or whatever. Yeah. Now he has more than Alabama there on the tool, but it's an amazing tool. So if you text VIP to the number, you can see that video and the demo that we did on it. And I learned so much about this in the last 3 weeks. It just has blown my mind. I hate that the state laws have changed now. Still going to be opportunities, because the way I looked at it even back then, but it was still so difficult to search for these. I look at it as an opportunity when someone had not paid their taxes, regardless of the reason. That list is a list of potential motivated sellers, right? Because it's going to be so many now. Sometimes it's just some people just forget. They may have so many, just sometimes it's just that or whatever. So, but a lot of times it's just, I can't afford to pay it anymore, or I don't want this property anymore. It's too much of a headache. It's not making me any money. So it's going to be a significant amount of people that do that. You're going to have your inherited properties. You're going to have all of that. So, so even if I don't care what the laws are, that's an opportunity to reach out to sellers, to have to reach potential motivated sellers or whatever. And so with that tool, it makes it easy to identify those properties in those situations. It's amazing. I just, because I had actually thought about doing something like that, but I was just gonna pay some VAs and create a spreadsheet so you can actually just see the address. Because that would be a lot, but he took it way past that. way past. There were maps, it's just way past. So you want to check that video out. And then I kept hearing this attorney's name coming up in all my research locally. And I paid for a consultation. I reached out to pay for a consultation. It cost me $250 for an hour. Outside of the $400 I spent for the course I initially bought, I got a lot of financial proof behind that investment. But I'm gonna be shocked if this 250 don't come close to that with just knowing him or whatever, and his creativity as an attorney. And he defined it that they're a small, weird law firm. I say, no, you're a creative law firm. So today we did an interview, and I'll post it. I don't know if I'm going to be able to post it in the next couple of days, but just a lot of insight. Just oh my God. So I don't know if everybody needs an attorney like that in the state that they're doing business in to be on their side to help them with closing. He does obviously the tax lien stuff and figuring out those situations, how you can get into those with little or no money. And, they'll do all. They'll even if you pay them, they would even basically do all the skip tracing, reach out to whoever has the redeemable rights, put that paperwork in place, get it set up where you can actually have a warranty deed ready to go that you can literally either buy yourself or flip. You can just That's amazing.
Wow.
And they do 72s, they do the wraparound mortgages, just all the creative stuff, transactional funding, I say, man, I felt like, I say, what are you doing? I say, how I live here and I didn't know this guy, what I'm saying? And so anyway, I guess time is everything. Time is everything. So I don't know why I started about that.
All right, thank you for that, guys. So guys, I guess we don't say that enough. Say this enough. Get your questions asked first and live. Text the word Gator, Gator, to the number 205-964-5243 so you can jump to the front of the line, ask your question along with any follow-up questions. Guys, this is free info, free gems here. So come on live, join us, and ask those questions. Now, we just mentioned the VIP video list for someone getting started. But Goody Golden Child on Instagram says, how can I make the wholesaling learning process more interesting? Any ideas? So for me, I'm thinking that depends on your learning style.
I'm sorry, I'm not more entertaining. I don't know what to tell you. You know what I'm saying?
She would need like a hands-on. Maybe want to find someone locally in your area who maybe do more hands-on type of training. You may need something that a little bit more hands-on. But.
Yeah. Now you'll be fortunate if you can find someone that does it for free, though. That's the only thing about that. Hopefully, you can network and find someone that'll be willing to spend the time with you. I guess what you can offer as a trade-off is your sweat equity or whatever. Hopefully you can find that. But at the end of the day, I'm not a reader. But if that was the only way that I could get it, I'll read it.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Just if it's I'm saying I don't. When I'm interested in something, they're gonna have to be terrible. If they're actually giving me some gain, because some people can be have a lot of energy, and then some people can be just monotone or whatever. But if they monotone, if they're actually providing value, I'm locked in. But that's just me. I'm locked in. So I don't know what to tell them on that, because I know people learn differently, but based on your money and resources, sometimes you can't pay for your preference of learning. You know what I'm saying? That may not be available to you. So are you going to allow that to stop you? That's the question you have to ask yourself. Because you're not getting your preference of learning something, are you going to allow that to stop you if the information is available in another format?
Okay. So I guess we're just going to go into, the science of this. So you have visual learning, you have auditory learning.
What's auditory? I believe that's me.
So podcasts, videos, group chats, presentations.
That's me.
Yeah, being able to listen. Videos, like seeing the graphs. Visual is also going to be videos, stuff like that. And then you're going to have kinesthetic, which is role playing, hands-on activities. And then it also has read and write. So I guess that kind of combines with one if you're watching it and then you rewrite it. Because I'm one of those that I have to rewrite it.
Right.
To understand it.
Oh.
So
and we all have different learning curves, and we have to figure that out. Like, I'm a type of person, I want to be taught. That's why I went to I went to school. I like to be taught. I like someone to teach me. I don't want to read something and have to teach myself. So maybe you have to figure out what works for you and find the teacher that's giving you teaching you the way that you want to be taught.
Mm-hmm. I don't know, guys.
But like I said, sometimes, nigga, that's not an option. Based on your resources, because it may cost money.
It's gonna be more expensive.
It may cost money the way you like to learn.
Mm-hmm.
Are you going to allow that to stop you because you don't have the choice on the way you like to learn? That's what I'm saying.
Get a group of people. Hey, get 2 or 3 people y'all learn together. Figure out what works for you and that fits. Like you said, I mean, you're gonna pay for someone one-on-one time for sure. It's a lot easier for you to just write down what you don't know, and then ask someone like Ty or whoever for free those questions, because it's easier for me to answer a few questions than to teach you everything.
KB, I think I'm with you along with a lot of people in the chat. It ain't for that person likely. How to make real money is always interesting. Making money is interesting in itself.
That's what I'm saying.
How much more interesting can it get?
Figure out your why, please. Exactly. Because sometimes, certain situations make you want to do something you ain't never did. I gotta get out of this.
I'm trying to think of somebody that I've watched but I've read stuff to learn stuff. Like I said, that's not my preference.
Mm-hmm.
And because that was the only option, I read it.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Okay. So sticking with Instagram, StarView_properties. You say adding to your previous question, but I didn't see a previous question. But the deal is the 3 wholesaler deal. It's 3 wholesalers on one single deal. What are the legalities, negatives, and positives? That's a lot of hands in one pot.
It's possible.
But it's possible. Okay. How do you navigate that?
I think I've done that before.
It's possible. Yeah, but yeah. It's easy if everybody's on the same page.
Yeah.
It's easy if everybody's on the same page. And what I would do is get all the wholesalers together on a call so y'all can figure out who fee you, who's getting what, and create ones. Because when it gets kind of confusing is when every wholesaler has an assignment. So they're assigning to you, you sign it to them, you sign it to someone else, and then you sign it to the end buyer. It's easier for you all to just assign it to the end buyer together, and you all figure out exactly who's getting paid what, and send that attorney, how to break down that assignment fee. So now you don't look like you signing it 4 different times versus all 3 of y'all wholesalers come together and say, hey, anything over 75,000 is yours. Okay, I got it at 80,000. Anything over 80 is mine. Anything over 95,000 is yours. And y'all break that down and just create one assignment agreement to the end buyer, or something of that nature. Just want to minimize the paperwork.
Okay, so my question is this: are we going to err on the side of building relationships, or are we going to say at what amount? No, I'm not just gonna waste my time to split it 3 ways. Lay, I'm with you. She says 3-way split. Nah, payout must be huge. I can't split $10,000. So
0.
I knew you was
exactly.
I knew you was supposed to say that. That is
a contract.
0.
You won't get $1,000 or $2,500 to send a contract.
No, that's 3,000. 3,000 is 3,000. It's 3,300
to send a contract. Yeah. Some people literally spend a whole month to make 3,000.
No.
You literally sent the contract and assigned a contract and make 3,000 in 10 minutes.
So I understand, and in the defense of that was just being facetious and throwing out a number. But we're gonna say if there was only like $1,000, like it's still more than 0. I get that, but is it about building a relationship, or is it like
I'm not gonna turn it down?
I'm not turning it down. I'm not turning it down. One thing my granddad taught me a long time ago, I didn't understand. He said all adds up. And when back in the 20s, 30s, 40s, I don't care if it was a penny. They got that penny every day and they added up to that dollar at the end of the day. We got to stop thinking that we need hundreds and hundreds of thousands of dollars, because $1,000 10 times is $10,000. We got to understand pennies add up, and pennies add up a lot quicker than someone trying to make hundreds of thousands of dollars. So don't be afraid of the small money. It all adds up.
Okay. Yeah, that all makes sense. So Delbert Worley. Hey, how you doing today?
I'm doing great.
Well, thank
Out
you
here
for
in the
coming.
desert in California.
Cali.
Hey, what's
Okay.
happening, man?
How you doing, Flip man? How you guys doing, everybody?
Hello.
I'm
Oh,
Doing
good.
blessed
What
to
about
be
yourself?
here. Nice to see y'all again. I've been listening, been studying, and I'm just now getting ready to put a lot of my time into the real estate investing. I have been doing paperwork on affidavits, doing all kind of stuff, and um, I last night I got on the computer and did I found deal you later and found 12 vacant properties. I was like, oh shoot, learn how to um do the skip tracing so I can get the phone numbers and all that. That's a blessing, and I'm getting ready to send out postcards. You know, check that out and see how I could do that automated and see if I can get some people calling me with some deals. And I'm wondering how to find. Do I find a land title company to do the closing here? And you speak about a lawyer. Do I should get a real estate lawyer
No, I'm
so
not.
that I can?
Well, no, you don't have to get one to start, but at some point, well, you need to be on a real search for it. Let me just say that. But that won't prevent you from doing deals. I was just making the point that someone like him is good to have in your universe or whatever. As
With
far as
them ladies.
yeah.
Yeah.
So, but no, you don't have to have it to start by no means. It just at some point you want to try to accomplish that. So, but yeah, it sounds like you got some stuff in motion. So, yes, sir. You got any particular question?
Excuse me. My son just popped up, but I wanted to know, what do I do to find a land title company for the closing? Just Google that in
You
the
mean just
area.
a title company to close your deals?
Uh-huh.
Well, yeah, what you could do is leverage the power of Facebook, and you could go to my YouTube channel. I'm sorry, to my Facebook group, Wholesaling Real Estate with the Flip Man, and just ask the question, what title company or closing attorney is wholesaler friendly in whatever city you're targeting, right? And so, or you can go to a local Facebook group or real estate investment group and ask the same question. And I'm sure someone will be happy to help you.
Okay. Well, thank you.
All right, no problem at all. Please join us again, sir.
All right.
All
Thank
right.
you for
Have a good day.
letting me in. You guys have a great day.
You
All
too,
right.
love. All right, guys, you too can join us. You can still text the word Gator to the number 205-964-5243. Join us, get your questions asked, along with any follow-up questions. Now, Renika, we haven't been asked this question in a while, but you're up. So this is the question. Can I wholesale real estate as a licensed agent? We already know what's coming.
Exactly. Absolutely. And honestly, I think a licensed agent should not wholesale real estate. You know, you're actually doing yourself a disservice not wholesaling real estate. And the reason being is that you are the gatekeepers. You are usually the first point of contact to mostly all real estate investors. So if you get your real estate investors, your end buyers up, not just retail buyers, I'm talking about true real estate investors, get your buyers list up. You can literally move your project, move those deals before it even hit the market. And that's one of the things that I really specialize in, is showing a homeowner that, hey, I can literally move your property before it even hit the market. So let me allow my real estate buyers list to look at your property first and see if I can move it with the cash offer in a week versus going on the market, getting into all that traffic, whatever the case may be. Now you got to make sure your doors is open. Now you got to worry about all that extra traffic. So what I did was focus on my buyers list and use that as an advantage, especially when I'm a licensed realtor and everybody's going to trust me. So everybody trusts a licensed realtor. I'm talking about the investor trusts them, the attorney trusts them, the investors trust them, the wholesaler. So when you are in that space of trust, I mean, you can create magic. And that's really what it's about. You can create magic. You can maximize your wholesale fee. You can double up on these projects. So I'm a wholesale you and also I'm going to represent you. So I'm a double up on that. And that's the beauty behind it. But it's a little tweak that you got to understand to really double up on it. So that I hate to say out loud like that. DM me.
Thank you for answering that, and hopefully that helped some of you in the chat that want to dive into wholesaling in addition to the hotel world. So Ty and Rennie, the next question that we haven't been asked in a while, which I'm surprised, is it a way I can wholesale around Illinois' real estate license law? So what are the states that have like something in place that you cannot wholesale without going through a broker or having a license or something like that?
From what I know, is the state of Illinois,
Pennsylvania,
Kansas, Oklahoma. Is it Oklahoma? Yeah, Oklahoma, and the city of Philadelphia. Okay. From last I've heard, maybe more since then. But now the city of Philadelphia requires you to have a wholesaler's license, which is more like a business license. Again, the last time I was updated on it, which has been a minute, it's just like a $500 amount background check or whatever. So that's no test you have to take, from my understanding. Now in other states, they want you to become an agent or a broker. So I hadn't went through it in a minute, so I don't think I'll tell you what. You just text me, and I'll text you a video to explain how I say you can get around. Now, if I was a broker or an agent in any of those states, I would be holding weekly every Saturday, except the one I got something to do. But every Saturday I'll be come all wholesalers. You can send your deals to me. Let's partner. Or whatever. I'll represent. I won't take but 25% of the deal, and let's get it. That's what I would do. Whereas other agents will be, yay, we got rid of the wholesale. I say, okay, well, y'all think that way.
You'll never get rid of it.
They're gonna see me everywhere promoting it. You know what I'm saying? So I'm going the opposite direction. Normally, you make money when you do what the masses won't do. You know what I'm saying? That's where you make a lot of money in this world. You do the opposite of what everybody else is doing.
All right.
And I don't see why transactional funding won't work. I mean, because transactional funding is actually you bringing the money to the table. The key is that no one told me I can't bring somebody else's money to the table. I run the money to the table, we close, and immediately I sold it to another buyer. I just don't see how that does not work in the state of Illinois.
Oh, I don't know about that. Stay Focused says there's one, I guess, a real estate agent or broker in Chicago, and he takes 59%. Oh, no. I'm good. Nuh-uh, that's a lot.
Well, you go get your license then.
You know what?
Right.
Go ahead and do something else. You know? Like
which is cheaper to get your license.
Yeah, go get your license. Now I probably come past the test, so I might be taking that.
No, but whatever he's doing, I can go find a real estate agent myself.
I'm gonna get a transaction fund.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I get that, but a lot of people will not do that. So he knows that it's gonna be enough.
That 59%. Then
you can cook a hamburger at home, but you still go to McDonald's.
You know what? We ain't talking about me and McDonald's.
I'm just talking about people. Period. we pay for convenience. Yeah, exactly. I try to find my agent, but some is gonna be enough people that are not gonna want to do that, and that 41% is gonna sound attractive.
Yeah.
If you didn't know what that means, 59.
I guess she
one.
said 50, but it don't matter. 50, 59, that's a lot.
Yeah,
I'm
50.
giving you half.
I
of my-
said 25. I think 50-50 is good. Actually,
All right.
I
What?
said 25%.
Heck no.
Well, like I say, go get your own license.
You know,
Mhm.
okay.
Yeah, go do that.
Okay, that's fine. But I ain't giving you
This is when you gotta leverage other people.
Yeah,
You gotta leverage other people. People gonna get paid, compensated for that.
Hey, I love it. Well, like I said, I already know somebody's going to do it.
Mhm.
You know, I'm just sitting there talking from a distance. You know,
But it makes
I ain't brilliant in thinking about that. I know, whereas a lot of agents are, yeah, we got rid of them, and some other agents like it's on. You know what I'm saying? Now, me and these wholesalers then really get it.
we can work
Because they gonna
together.
come right through me. Pimpin' ain't dead. You know the rest.
Mm-hmm.
Derek, are you ready to join us? Just wave your hand. Yep. Hey there, how you doing tonight?
Good. How y'all doing? Can y'all hear me all right?
Yes, sir.
we hear you loud and clear. So you're from Raleigh, yo.
You already know it. You already know it in the building.
I see it. I see it.
Okay. All right, yeah,
What's going on, Flip, man? What's going on, everybody?
Yeah, I didn't even see it. Okay, that's what's up.
Yeah,
man.
I got to try to represent like you, brother.
Yeah,
But
I heard that. Always.
but I got a I don't know if it's simple or complex, but I've been watching you for about 3 weeks. I'm trying to put some plans in action, like I've been saying in the chat. I'm the one that's Trouble. It's Just Us MC. That's my motorcycle club plus my club name. So
Okay.
yeah, I had to put my regular name up there this time. But
All right, that's what's happening. All right. Lovely.
but I got a quick question because livable versus non-livable, right? So I ride by this house every day almost at work, and it's non-livable. It's actually literally 2 trees growing through it, but it's on a nice piece of land. So I was wondering, how would I attack that? Would I attack that as the landowner, or trying to contact the owner of the land, or would I try to contact the person of the abandoned house?
But it should be the same person.
Yeah,
It should be.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Real estate is not separated like that, so it's all one. So if there's a dwelling on top of the land, it's the same owner.
Okay.
You know,
Okay.
sometimes in commercial you'll find like land leases and stuff like that, but in residential you don't really find land leases like that. So
Got you. Okay. Yeah, I wasn't sure about that. So I mean, just trying to do some due diligence, trying to get up in there.
and if that is true, they're gonna know each other. So figure out one. They're gonna know each other, but most likely it's all the same.
Sounds good. I'll let y'all know how it goes.
All right,
Boom.
thank you.
Please join us again, man.
Will do. I appreciate y'all.
Yes, sir.
Bye-bye.
All right, later.
All right, Nisi, you ready? Nisi, you're up. Yep, I see you waving. Hey, thank you for joining us tonight. Where you calling from?
Georgia,
Okay, what part of Georgia?
Covington.
Okay. I'm saying that like I know where it's at, but yeah, it's Covington.
How you doing, Flip man?
I'm good. What about yourself?
I'm good. Actually, I'm one of your students. I purchased your course like a couple of months ago. But like me, when I jump into something new, my fear was like talking, like calling and talking. And I was still going through the course, and I wanted to make sure that I understood everything you was teaching. Now, I seen a sign. I actually sent it to you on Digilator. I spoke to the owner, but I want to make sure. I'm not sure if I did the ARV correctly. He wanted $220,000 for it. I multiplied that by 70% and got $154,000. And then I'm not sure of the like how much the damages are. I don't know. How much I asked him, with the place is livable. He have a month-to-month tenant in there. And he said the roof is 23 years old. He said before he put it on, he talked to a couple of real estate agents before he put it on, he want to see what he can get. So they told him that if he does the roof, and a little bit of painting that he can get more than $220,000 for it. So I actually sent it over to you through Digilator. It was 1792 square feet. It was built 200 in the 2000s, and the lot was 20,909. So, and he has a mortgage, but he wouldn't tell me what the mortgage was.
Okay, so when you ran your numbers, you said ARV was what now?
After I did the 220,000 times 70%, I got 154,000.
Okay, so you're saying the AR? Well, no, that's your well, they call it Mayo, but well, that's just after you do the 70%. But if he wants 220, and you say the ARV is 220, right? He wants 220, right?
Yeah, he wants 220,000. But then I did the $25 for the square footage, which was 1792, and it came out to 44,800.
Okay, so you running it up.
What is he asking?
I think he has 220.
He's asking I'm sorry, I'm getting tongue tied because I'm nervous. He wants
he wants the 220.
Yeah, he wants the 220.
220. But if you do the numbers, if it's worth 220, 70% of that is 154. If I back out the 44,000 in the rehab, that puts you at an offer of 110.
110. Okay, because like I
based
say,
on the numbers that you just stated.
Right. So I actually sent it over to you. It's not under contract. I just sent it over to you because I wasn't sure if the numbers was correct. So,
but I think the issue is to figure out, is he trying to sell it for retail? Like, are you stating that the after you put 44,000 into it, it's still worth 220, or is it worth something more?
That's what I don't know. He said it's livable. He said he has a tenant in it right now. It's a 4-bedroom, 3-bath.
So I think one of the due diligence factors that you have to figure out is you have to run your comps. So based on it being a 4-bed, 2-bath, completely renovated, let me find comps in the area that if I put this 50,000 into it, what can I sell it for based on the comps in the area? So I think you're taking his purchase price at the repair value, which I understand. But you want to see, if I do rehab this property, put that 44,000 into it, is it worth more than 220, or is it only worth 220 if I put that 44,000 into it?
Right, because I was gonna let the flip man actually look it up, because when I looked it up on Digilator, it's a hot spot, and I asked him why he wants to sell. He has other properties.
What's the address?
It's 62 McCourt, McCart, Circle 30014. It's Covington, Georgia.
Oh, so it's Covington, Georgia. 4-bed, 2-bath. What's the square footage?
The square footage is 1792. But the lot is 2909.
I mean, with the right renovations, Covington, you probably can get 350 at the max for it. If that, depending on how big the lot is. Okay, if you put 44,000 into it, you probably get 350. That's really open up the walls, repainting everything.
Well, if this is accurate right here, he has an old loan on it from 02. That original loan amount was only 85,000, so he shouldn't owe anything. So just on the first glance here, it doesn't pull up anything. So let me do this. Let me reduce the square footage to see if it pulls up any more activity. So I'm not showing any activity on it. Let me go out a mile.
What's the year built on that?
2000.
Yeah.
2000. Okay.
Yeah. See, the only property that I'm showing in that area was back in February. It's a little smaller. I'm sorry, it's not the same size. I just went out a distance, so that's why I picked it up.
There should be some trunks in Covington though. That's like very close to. I don't know if that's a cab or doing that, but that's a very active area for Atlanta.
Yeah, let me do this. Let me just Google it too. Well, I already did that. Let me see. All right, so that's on what's the name? Comparable homes. So 3 months ago, 309, 75, 230, 250. So I only show just a couple here on Zillow also. Let's do this. I like to do this also. Let's do this.
Oh, it's sitting on a big plot of land.
Yeah, I didn't even look at that. It's only a half an acre, 20,000 square feet. So it's 0.48 acres. So not that big. Just zooming in here.
Could you go out like a mile?
Yeah, I did.
Oh, that's a mile.
Yeah, I went out right here. I changed it to a mile, and this is the distance. It only pulled up one property. Yeah, it only pulled up one. So even if I'm gonna go back in time, I'll go back 2 years. We really don't want to do that, but to do what we have to do. So let's go back. We'll say October 1st. Yeah, so it's just not a lot of activity in there. The square footage range. Let me go up. Maybe I'll go up to 3,000 square feet. See if that matters. Nope. Still, I'm ranging from 1,000 to 3,000 square feet. I'm out a mile. I'm back 2 years. So it's not a lot of activity in there. But the one comp that I do show is 257, and it's a house that's bigger than his. Now it is a significantly older, but it's sitting on 2 acres though. So I think that would be a trade.
What if you go out 2 miles?
2 miles, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so there's the activity, I guess. See, it just seems like he's outside the pocket where it's going down at, right? This is close to the high school right here. What is that? Alcova? Alcovy. So yeah, so everything else is a distance from where he is. He just outside of the area. Now, so that 220 he's asking is definitely full price. You know, all right at it. So unless you can get him to come down, what is the property renting for? That would help out a lot.
He wouldn't even tell me that.
Yeah, he's not motivated. Don't waste any more time on that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Period. He's not motivated.
Okay. Yeah, because he was like, he talked to a couple of real estate agents and he just wanted to see what his options are. So, and like I said, he had more property. So,
yeah.
Yeah, he's not motivated.
I mean, if it needs 40,000, you want to get that, 110, 120, no more than 130, I would say. Yeah. And that's pushing.
Yeah, he's not motivated. Let me just take this off the screen. All right, but don't let that stop you though. Move on to something else.
Oh, I'm not. Okay. Thank you.
All right, no problem. Thanks for joining us. Join us again.
I will.
All right.
All right. One more. La Buena, Irene, are you available? I see you moving around. You need to see your face. There you go. Hold on. Hey, is it La Buena?
Yeah, it's La Buena. Yeah, it's La Buena. Hold on.
Okay. I was right. Where you calling from?
Cleveland, Ohio.
Okay.
Cleveland. I've been to Cleveland a couple times.
Well, thank you for joining us. You have a question?
Yeah, hold on. I'm sorry. So I had a property I actually went to go look at in Parma, Ohio yesterday.
Mhm.
But the owner, they're asking for 289.5. I offered him 160, which I shouldn't have threw a number out. And he was saying like he had other deals, which I doubt. I just wanted to see what was the comp on that one.
Okay. All right. I'll be happy to do that for you. All right. What's the address?
I'm sorry, I'm just pulling my computer up. I was coming in the house and I had caught y'all just in time.
No problem.
Started out as a slog.
I can't hear.
I'm here. I'm waiting on you. What's the address?
My device
Sorry.
went down.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Give me 1 second. I'm just looking up the
Okay.
property. I was walking in the house.
Yes, ma'am.
It's 1412 Green Acres Drive.
Cleveland. Okay.
That's in Parma, Ohio. It's 44134.
All right. Now, I don't know if this makes a difference, but there was a failed listing back in 2016 for 139. It didn't sell. It was on the market 143 days.
Right.
Let me see here.
Let's see, this one been on here for sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. It was on there for 39 days.
Okay.
And I know I should have took off either half or even multiplied it by 70%. And when I do that, it comes to like 141. So it's like, why did I even offer 160?
Well, one of the things I like to do whenever, okay, it's been on the market on Zillow for 40 days, has a 1,100 views, 1,166 views. I like to look at that just to see how much interest it is. You know, that'll give you somewhat of an indicator sometimes how interested people are. So what is that? 40 going in that? What is that? 30 a day, basically. Am I right on that? Yeah. About 30 a day, something like that, close to it. Okay, so but let's comp it. So he's asking 189. All right, and okay. So no comp. Let me just increase the square footage. See if we pull more. Okay, there we go. All right, so number one, people that never maybe have seen this before, I'll try to explain the little process that I'm going through here. Ideally, this red dot is the target properties, and these other gray ones are the ones that we're using as comparables. I want to stay on this side of this main street here. There's thicker white lines, thicker yellow lines of Main Street. Ideally, we would like to try to do that. All right. So number 1, 3, 9, 10, and number 6 are really in play. So what I'll do is I'll use the draw tool here to just capture only those properties. And then we're going to look at 3 things off the top: the year built, the lot square footage, and the square footage of the property itself. Right, and then I'll look at the most recent transaction as first in reality. So for 1969 bill, so ideally we would like to stay in a range of probably 1974 and back. 1974 would be ideal, but if it's older, it won't be as big of a deal if it's a lot newer. All right, so square footage is 9,000. We'd like to stay in a range of about 2,500 square feet plus or minus. And then the square footage of the property itself around 200 square feet plus or minus. Appraisers normally would do 15 to 20% of that number. So, so just to look at the most recent transaction was in August. One property, 1961 bill, a little older. The lots are just a tad bit smaller. Houses a tad bit bigger, and it sold for $220,000. But so it's almost 300. It's over 300 square feet larger than ours. So what we'll do is take the price per square foot to make up that difference. So how do they accomplish the price per square foot? And why it's important is is because there's a 300 square feet difference. So the way we can somewhat try to take into account that difference is measure it by the price per square foot, and how they come up with that number is they divide the 1484 into this $220,000 amount, and that gives us 148.26 and some change. So what I'll do is I'll use my calculator here and multiply that 148. I don't have to worry about the change times our square footage, which is 1144. So it comes out to 169.3231. So 169. So he asking full price above. Per se, taking in account that his property is a tad bit newer, but other than that, it's no big deal. But so he's asking full price and above.
Right.
What's happened here? So what was your offer?
I offered him 160, but that was yesterday.
You offered him 160.
Okay. Yeah, he tried to make it seem like he had to think about it, but I know that was probably like the highest offer he ever got. That's why he was so on it this morning. He called me so early this morning to accept the offer, and I'm like, well, let me just run my numbers just to make sure I'm right. And then I told him, I said, no, I could probably do it for 100,000. I can't go that high. And he was like,
oh, you told him 100.
Yeah, I told him 100,000. Well, I told him 110. He said, "Oh no, I can't go that low." And I said, "Well, I understand." But I was just trying to see.
So what's the situation on it? Was it a rental? That's where he lives, or what?
It was his father's house. His father bought it. His father passed away, and he lived there. He's trying to go back to Italy, so he's just trying to cash it out.
I got you. Understood. So that may not be an option for him, but you can still ask him. Tell him to pay the 160. I don't know what the property's rent for in that area, but it's in around 1,300 or whatever. You can offer him owner finance, see if he would entertain.
I offered him that. He just said he just want to cash out.
You want to cash out? Well, yeah. You just stay firm at your number and at the 110 or so, and he may call you back because he's probably not getting a lot of calls on it or whatever. What are your thoughts, Renika, on it? Is Renee that? Miss Renika now?
Because where it's located, it's in a good area, but it's like hidden,
Oh, okay. All right. Well, yeah. So I would just stay firm at the 110.
Okay.
All right. All right. Call you back.
Okay. Thanks.
All right. No problem. I will go ahead and get into the topic. All right. So guys, so today's topic, how can you wholesale tax deed properties?
Can I throw it up? Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So let's break down this picture. Another 27,000. Why are you moving the house?
To get your attention.
Oh, okay. The tax deed make you money. Check. Another one off the list. Okay, got it.
Yeah. So anyway, let me remove it. How can tax deed? How can you wholesale tax deed properties? We sort of talked about it a little earlier, but if someone hadn't paid the taxes on their property, there's going to be a reason for it, right? Some of it, again, may be as simple as, hey, we forgot about it and we're going to pay it. Some of it's going to be, we just don't have the money to pay it right now. And so they just may pay after it's actually due, even though it may go to a tax sale or whatever, or tax auction, and they just pay whatever the amount of the taxes are, or whatever fees and interest that may be applied. So it may be as simple as just a timing thing for them. And then you're going to have those individuals where they don't have the money, or they have the money, but they're done with that property. Now, so in most states, it's going to have to go through a process, some a lot longer than others. And for you as a wholesaler, you can approach it from a lot of different ways, depending on what the process is in that particular state that you're targeting. But the main thing is someone is going to have redeeming rights, namely the owner of the property. So it may be as simple as putting a deal together where this is where a quick claim deed comes into place sometimes. Now, you can get them just to sell the property and just be a normal transaction. The taxes are resolved at the closing table. But sometimes it may be outside of that window, and it may be as simple as getting them to sign a quick claim deed that's prepared by an attorney, and they deed it over to you for $100. You basically just got a house for $100, right? And so now it's up to you to redeem the taxes from whatever stage it's in at that point. So, so once you have those, you've acquired the position, either just do a normal contract and you just do a normal sale, or if you have a situation where you're trying to obtain the actual redeemable rights, which now gives you some leverage to be able to go out there and make some money off of it in some form or fashion. Now, I'm going to be talking about this a lot more. Like I said, I did the interview with the attorney today. It just needs to be edited and uploaded. Try to maybe get it over. And if it doesn't, if I don't do it tomorrow, maybe on Sunday, maybe, or whatever. So if that's the case, I think it'll be very, very informative on just that topic and a lot more. It talks about subject twos, wraparound mortgages, wholesaling, and general transactional funding. We talk about a number of things throughout that particular interview that I think you would gather a lot from it. So with that being said, I think Renique, internet cut out on her. If you didn't get your question answered, post it in the comments section of any video, and I'll answer those on a daily basis. Thanks, Adrian and Renique, for being here tonight to assist with this Flippinar. If nothing else, we'll see you guys on the flip side.
All right, guys, we're out.
Flip man, it's the flip man. You want some money in your hand? Flipping houses without credit.